just because we can start on time for the first time
Ever.
Ever. It's been a few years. It
feels like it's been a few years.
Yeah.
Certainly. Wow, been a while since we've all been on at the same time. I think we were just talking about that. What, like a month and a half or so since we were all on together?
Something like that. Yeah, it's been quite a while.
Yeah, it's been a bit.
Thank you for Genesis making this show 33% one way or the other during everyone's absence. Don, good to see you this morning. Jason, take it away, man. Give the official welcome to.
Hi.
And with that, welcome to Vagabond.
I'm just impressed at this timing at the last end bang note of that as Ray starts it over again.
As we're doing this again, right?
But yeah, that was very well timed. You're all hi, duh. And it was like, oh man, you know.
Mm-hmm. I was paying attention.
Bravo on the comedic timing, sir.
Thank you.
First time for everything again.
Yes. Well, yeah. We'll try this again with whatever feeling I have left in my entirely void body.
Ugh.
Welcome to Vagabond Nerds. It's
beautiful. You've been hollowed out. What's hollowing you out? Is it
the
like
flu? Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Is it like official? Is it officially the flu?
It's officially the flu. Okay. Yeah, I've had tests and
all
that.
It sent an email to Jason and said, "Hi, I'm going to be staying with you for approximately 5 to 7 days. Yep. I hope you don't mind."
Yeah.
I've been following some random Facebooks and TikToks and Instagrams, and at least a few of them sort of that is seemingly how illnesses show up in their Instagrams. So I guess that's
it's up with the times. I don't know.
Yeah. You just get a weird email, and so I got mine on my it was a phone alert. I'm like, I wasn't scheduled for this, and they're like, too bad. That's when it's been assigned to you.
That's we're all coughing here.
Yeah, as we all cough. Would we like to try this again?
We're doing this together as a team.
Synchronized coughing for the next hour.
That's actually what the blowout is going to be. Is just us blowing out all this crap.
Actually. See, it's Dawn too. So like this one's weird. Like you get like a sore throat, but it's like further down. Like it's weird. All right, let's try this shit again.
You may need to stop doing certain things if that's the case, Jason. Just saying. Maybe not full bore the next time you have that all the way down your throat. That's all I'm saying.
You can't tell me what to do. You're not my real dad.
5 minutes earlier in that window. Oh my gosh, Don, I hope we're still up if the vid froze. So let us know if we're not. But it's been an interesting week, right? Did everyone have a decent Christmas?
Hold on. Welcome to Vagabond Nerds. Go buy your comic-y crap from Titan. It's got Kiki Accoutrement. All right. What were you saying?
Christmas. Good? Everyone good?
Yeah, I had a good time.
Awesome.
I got a shirt.
You did get a shirt.
I got a shirt.
That's important, folks, because Jason only gets a shirt once every 4 years.
It's true.
Yeah.
It's like leap year.
Oh my God, it is. Sean Frozy?
We lost Sean.
Yeah, we lost Sean.
Sean was shocked by my purchase of my reception of a new shirt.
Of the new shirt. Mm-hmm. It's not Christmas unless you get a new shirt. Which reminds me, I do need to see you when you're done being sick.
Okay.
So we brought you some love back from Florida, because that's where I was. But nothing like going to Florida right when that you're thinking, oh, okay, you're gonna hit the beach, gonna swim some or whatever.
Just in time for the iguanas to start falling from the trees.
Just in time for the iguanas to start falling from trees because it's so friggin' cold there. It's
the iguana raining season.
It only happens at least twice. But yeah, it was pretty cool, man. It was a good trip for us. I did get to see Puss in Boots: The Last Wish, and do not let people dissuade you from seeing that movie.
Yeah, it looked like it was going to be good. I was kind of I don't know if I'm going to go see it in the theaters, but it looked like it was going to be funny.
Again, nothing nothing that's out of the ordinary. I mean, you know the plot as it unfolds itself. Like it's not mind blowing, but the performances were pretty good too.
Yeah.
So that was good. I think Sean, if you're listening, bud, no, it did not shut down. We're still up and going and trying to talk and actually know like what we're doing, but we never do. It's that's
Never
how we do
have.
these shows.
I think
Never have.
that
Never
the two
have.
people watching us know that we don't know what we're doing.
Yeah, I wonder if I can put some feelers out for Kim. Kim join. Genesis join. Like get all of our 5 people together. Don's here, so that's good. That's a plus, right?
Yeah. I got a chance. Did you get a chance to watch The Glass Onion yet?
I've not. You and Shauna both have said that's pretty good.
Yeah, it's not as good as the first one, but it's a solid movie.
Yeah, I'm. Everything's having sequels and stuff like that. It's it's just one of those things where we could do that. Hey, Sean, hold on, let's add you. There you go.
It wouldn't be a good show without my internet not allowing me to join from time to time.
Exactly.
I don't care if we got backers and we had 20,000 listeners on average. I don't ever want us to change the fact that your video will freeze up every once in a blue moon. I don't want that to change ever.
Ever.
That's how it needs to be all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, so I haven't seen Glass Onion. I know that it's what we're talking about, Sean, that you and Jason had. I want to see it, right? I'm kind of like you and kind of like everyone else. It's a little tired of sequelitis, but you know what? It's not a comic book movie.
Yeah.
So
it's a break.
I don't think that matters. I mean, whether or not it's a comic book movie shouldn't make a difference. It's a good movie.
Yeah.
It's a good movie. And
it's just a good movie.
I'll say when you do sit down to watch it, because I know you will at some point. When you sit down, just make sure you have time to just sit down and watch it.
Yeah. Not something to break up.
No. I wouldn't break it up. It's much better as like a full coherent narrative. It was fun. I liked it. It was a fun movie.
Now Rian Johnson, is that his name, right?
Ryan,
Rian or something
Rian,
like that.
Ryan, however.
Whatever. You know what? R. Johnson, who directed this thing, did say that the complaint he had was the fact that it did say a Knives Out tale Glass Onion. Because he's trying, the only connecting dots to it is the fact that it's just the main protagonist, right? Played by Daniel Craig. But he sees
Inspector, whatever his name is. Yeah.
Clarissa?
No.
Oh.
No.
Showing my age.
Benoit. It's
Benoit Blanc.
Yeah.
But he was like, I get it. The studios wants to know, kind of make that franchise. He was like, but he had fought to not have these under that banner because he wants, every time he does one of these, he wants it to be a different entry, a different mystery. So he's not looking at it like a sequel. He's just looking at it as the protagonist carries.
That's the best part, is it's not a sequel. And I hearing that from you now that he fought to have that Knives Out connection. I really wish he would have won that battle. Because I think it would have been cool. Well, obviously.
Well, the studio. Well, I hear what you're saying, but I wouldn't have watched it necessarily if I hadn't known that it was Benoit Blanc, right? Like, if I hadn't known that it was a mystery, if it was just some random Daniel Craig movie, I don't know that I would have watched it.
I don't think so that either, because there is a way to go ahead and promote it.
It's called a preview
all the time.
It's called a preview. I'm just saying, like, the previews show character again, and people, hype the movie up with all the social media and all the shit we have access to now. I think you would have known even without the Knives Out piece. I do think it would have been like, you would have looked at it and been like, wait a minute, isn't that the guy from Knives Out? Or could have even said in the credits,
from the creators whatever. Yeah, you could have done it and still been okay with it. I get it though. I do get it from an over marketing perspective that had nothing to do with anyone else other than some cheeseball VP, who they all have that title, I'm sure, or producer or whatever.
Some
No,
cheeseball
we've
VP.
got to do it this way. We've got to do
It's
it.
actually on. It's actually on the thing on his
Cheese.
desk. Some
That-
cheeseball
yeah,
VP.
some
cheeseball
cheeseball.
VP.
Oh my God, I think I'll do that next time.
Mhm.
Just another VP, whatever. But yeah, so I mean, I've heard good things about it. I definitely want to see it. And again, Sean, I think you were texting me and saying how got to watch it, or at least at the very minimum, like you were saying, hey, we're watching this. It's really good. So
Mhm.
Yeah, it's solid. Honestly,
careful, spoiler man.
I'm trying to avoid spoilers. It was just fun. Like I don't think it was as good as the first one, but I think this one, in many ways, is a very different movie. Right? Like
It
it's
is.
still a
Oh,
mystery,
yeah,
but
it
it's
did.
yeah. Where the last one was Agatha Christie meets oh my gosh, Alfred Hitchcock. This one's more of a
Okay.
pure Hercule Poirot kind of a film.
Okay. Nice pull.
Check
A
out
random-
the literary chops on Gnome King. That is
Random pull that you may want to explain to the crowd.
that's some
Okay.
some sweet drops that you're doing there, sir.
Well, thank you. Well, okay,
Lemon drops.
We just had a couple of Hercule Poirot movies come out. The Murder on the Orient Express and Murder on the Nile. Those are both Hercule
Death
Poirot.
on the Nile and Orient. Yeah.
Two that I have yet to watch that are on my list.
I saw the Death on the Nile. I still haven't seen the Orient Express. I need to watch that.
Orient Express was good.
Yeah.
I fell asleep during Death on the Nile.
Yeah, that one just felt really long.
Not a strong endorsement.
I know.
For
Sorry.
sure.
Actually, it was a nice sleep though. Like,
Yeah.
do you know what I mean? Sometimes when
Yeah.
when you're
Wow.
watching
Mhm.
something and you fall asleep, and for some reason it's just the best sleep you ever get, and it's not
Mhm.
one that's normally in your bed. It's like falling asleep in a movie theater. There's
Yeah.
nothing better than falling asleep in a theater. That's the best sleep you'll ever get.
So
I don't know why, but it's fantastic.
So I have the worst problem with that. Once I start a movie, I don't care how tired I am. If I'm trying to watch a movie in the background just to fall asleep, it won't happen. I cannot fall asleep until I've seen the end of it.
And,
Yeah.
and I agree with you. If I put this on with the intention of falling asleep, it wouldn't happen. It's
Yeah, you
just
can't do it
because
intentionally.
it happened to be boring enough that I was like, it was at
Yeah.
right time of day. It was dinner. So
It was like it was during work.
Yeah.
no.
It's 2
No.
o'clock on a Tuesday. It was
Yeah,
wonderful.
I've got like 8
Right.
meetings, and I'm
Oh,
like,
oh,
I'm
yeah.
taking a nap.
You're one to talk, Gnome King. Sleep
yeah,
during work.
or we could turn around and just
It's called
Yeah.
meditation, sir.
It's my allergies.
Meditation.
It's my allergies.
that's my allergies. It's my
My
allergies.
allergies.
That's right. There's nothing funnier than coming up behind you and
Cheers to
going,
your
Jason,
allergies.
ah! Classic stuff.
Yep.
Uh,
Anyway, but yeah,
like
no.
the one
It's,
time we put that electronic spider in your desk.
I hate you both so much. By the way.
I didn't
Sean-
do this.
Sean
I
didn't
didn't
do
do
it,
I had
man.
nothing to do with this.
That
I
was,
wasn't
Oh
even-
no, you
was
just
a-
happened to take that picture of that spider that was outside your window. Like, hey, did you see this thing?
I didn't know you had a thing though. I didn't know.
Jason
until-
has like the worst
I know.
arachnophobia
I
I've
know.
I
never
call
seen
and I-
someone
bullshit
have.
on that. No,
I found
no.
out.
Oh.
No, dude, I didn't know you had. I did not know
Mhm.
that shit would scare you. I showed it to you, and you freaked out, and Ray started laughing, and I was like, "What happened?" And you were like, "He's afraid of spiders." And I
I
went,
don't even think I could get all of it out. I think I was laughing so hard. I was just like, hey, he's this guy,
Now,
spiders. It's great.
To be fair to your point, though, shortly after, actually not shortly, immediately after
Immediately.
he said, "You're afraid," I was like, "Oh, does this frighten you?" So I get it. Like I'm not, but it was
Yeah.
a genuine surprise for me at that time. I just kept going with it. So
Yeah.
Genesis, are you talking about the one with Nicole
Others.
Kidman? The
I was gonna
others?
say that thing is
Because yeah, that I fell asleep. I had to turn that off. That wasn't.
Hold on.
And I don't blame you for Wonder Woman 84 either.
Yeah, I can't blame you
know,
for that.
I
one.
didn't,
don't blame
Yeah.
you.
I didn't fall asleep on that one, but it wasn't. It's still,
That was a
it-
lot like what did we just? It was a lot like Wakanda Forever, where it was just you felt the length of that movie.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, I still haven't seen Wakanda Forever
Yeah.
yet, but yeah, you felt the length of,
Yeah.
of Wonder Woman
Yeah.
84.
And the worst part with Wonder Woman is that there was a much easier.
Hold on, that's how I felt about Hellboy 2, The Golden Army. I
Actually, so Golden Army, I felt the length of that one as well.
I will admit it gets a little long. It's not as good as the first one. That one got to. It's not as bad as the David Harbour Hellboy, but it definitely got a little too much into the Guillermo del Toro realm, where he's like, I'm just going to go. It's the most Guillermo del Toro that's ever Guillermo del Toro'd. So
it was.
He needed to have been pulled back just a little bit.
Sean's video's asleep right now as we're talking. It's fantastic.
Wonderful.
But no, man, I couldn't. Yeah, like there's a couple of movies I haven't been able to stay awake in, but it's the same movie. If it's a movie that's even remotely interesting to me, I can't go to sleep if I tried. But
you know what I trained myself to go to sleep in college was the Phantom.
Every time someone talked.
What was the movie? What did you train yourself?
Phantom Menace.
That's a weird one to.
Yeah, just.
I could have got Attack of the Clones, but that's one thing that we've always talked about, you and me. It's like, why the Phantom Menace? Like puts them out.
That's a weird one.
Like a
little
baby.
Dude, I got to the point where it's like if I was just couldn't sleep, I just throw it on. I'd be out before the Blockade Runner gets blown up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, every time.
I can't think of any movie that I've specifically been like, if I need to fall asleep, I put this on, because like with Ray, same way, I usually stay awake no matter what it is.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I don't know.
TV shows are a little different. TV shows like,
I love that. I love Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves, but I was able to use that as something to put myself to sleep. Like it just boom out.
And now it's just the age and flu, and you're out.
Yeah, exactly. Now it's now I'm just sick and old.
Okay, so we did talk about Glass Onion. You know what? Let me throw this out there. What was the favorite movie of the year?
So I have a really tough. It's tough because it's kind of tied between two for me. Mm-hmm. Everything Everywhere All at Once and The Batman. And I'm.
Shit, Sean, you just named my two. But I'm like you though. I don't know. I don't know which one is one. I honestly, if I had to say and pick, like right now at gunpoint, I'd have to say it's everything. Everything.
And I'm watching that tonight. Like honestly, once we're done here, I'm gonna go start cooking a ham, and then I'm putting that on. So
what a weird thing to say, Jason.
Okay.
So I'm thinking about an actually really appropriate thing to say for this movie.
You can't just. All right. Are you going to be cooking while the movie is on? Because if that's going to happen, you're going to miss some pieces of it.
Oh yeah, don't do it while you're doing it.
It's a ham, dude. I'm throwing it in the oven for like hours, and then I'm just
okay. I just want to make sure you're not like, I got to do this and then I got to do this.
No. I'm sitting down and watching. That's one of the reasons I haven't seen it yet is because I wanted to sit down and actually watch it.
Like, you have to be uninterrupted. Going into
great. It's a great movie. Yeah. Such a great movie. So I think that actually, like you, Ray, I think that's going to top out the Batman. Batman is the close second on that. And then honestly, I mean, Elvis was really near it as well.
Yeah.
I've got a tie for Elvis and Unbearable Weight of Talent with Nicolas Cage.
I still haven't seen that one.
I haven't seen it either. And that's when picking off my boxes, thinking about this the other day. So that's what I was doing this. I was sitting here going, man, I was thinking about the year and what we've seen and what's come out and what was enjoyable and what wasn't. But that was one of the ones that I was kicking myself that I haven't had an opportunity to watch yet. So,
and I was the one that I think I was the one that flagged it for y'all. I was like, this is the one I really want to watch because I just got off of Pig.
That's right.
Yeah.
Honestly, for me, again, just because it's the one I saw, I don't even know if it came out this year, but honestly, I think Pig is probably my favorite for the year.
I don't think it was. I think Pig was.
I think it came out
21.
Yeah, I think it was.
I think you watched it this year, but I think it came out.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's what I was. Yeah.
That reminds me, the one with Bob, whatchamacallit, from
Bob Odenkirk,
the Builder.
Yeah, thank you. Nobody.
Oh,
The movie Nobody. Was
yeah,
that this
I haven't
year?
that was
seen that
really
yet.
good too. Yeah, yeah.
That definitely makes top 5 for
Yes.
sure. Really
Yeah.
well done. It's a
Another
lot like
great
that feeling the first time
taking-
watching the first John Wick. That's what it kind of felt like, and it makes
Yeah.
sense
Yeah,
because
I
I think
was-
the producers are the same.
Yeah, same
Okay,
producers.
yeah. It's another classic example of somebody taking an actor who you wouldn't expect to be in that genre, and they pull it off. Because everything I've heard was he did a phenomenal job in that.
Oh,
show.
he's amazing.
He very well downplayed. And there's a cameo, and it's in the trailers, but I don't want to say it in case you guys haven't watched it. From just a fun actor, and at his age, to see him doing some of the stuff he was doing, it was fantastic.
Yeah.
And Odenkirk, he got like super big during the whole Breaking Bad situation.
Right.
When he was on there as Saul Goodman, and then the spinoff for Everybody Calls Saul, which,
Right.
I mean, again, it's action sometimes, but it's definitely like suspenseful drama most of the
Just
time.
ended, right?
Mhm.
Wasn't there series
yeah.
finale? Yeah.
Yeah, I think they did a series finale last year or this year, possibly. Yeah. But before that, I mean, he was writing jokes for SNL, and it was him and what is his name? David Cross.
Yeah.
And the
Oh,
two of them,
yeah.
they did Mr. Show on HBO back in the.
Oh, that was them?
Shit, Mr. Show is the two of them. That's Odenkirk
Oh,
and David Cross. And that's
gotcha.
like,
Yeah.
what was that, 98, 2000?
Something like that, yeah.
Like super, yeah.
Two decades ago. Thanks, Sean,
Yeah.
for bringing that up.
Yeah,
Appreciate
thank you
that.
for
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Yeah, age.
Back,
Appreciate
back
that.
when
We're
back when
old.
they were young and in their 20s and doing this shit,
Yeah.
So
For sure.
No.
I was
But yeah,
telling
nobody
Jason-
was good. And again, it's these like Pig. It is a good damn movie. Like that's it. Like that's all you have to say.
And that's what we were talking about, I think, before the show. Either right after the show started or before the show. But I did get to see Puss in Boots: The Last Wish. There's nothing like you're going to know the plot, you're going to know how it ends and everything else. But the acting, and I'm going to say that because I think voice actors get crapped on a lot of times.
they do.
The voice acting on this was really strong, and then also again an honorable mention for a good movie. I haven't seen Avatar 2. I've heard it's the same as Avatar 1, which for me, I may catch a matinee in 3D just to see the 3D effects. But that's about as far as I'm going to go. I'm not like
I don't even care.
I don't care at all about that movie. The one thing that made Avatar such an amazing thing was it happened right at the time that 3D was coming out.
Mhm.
And
coming back out.
Well, coming in a different way. The technology had changed.
It's always good to come in a different way.
Always good to come in a different way. So
always good to come in a different way.
technology.
You saw me take
changed.
that drink when you said it too.
Yeah.
They were able to start putting this out again and testing it out on new movies. And what this is why I lamented all this freaking 3D stuff, was because of the fact that it changes when directors 3D and they change the way they're going to film a scene based on 3D quality or content.
Yeah.
It means you're only doing this thing because it's a 3D, it's required. And I think that's stupid. So the only thing that made Avatar good was the fact that it had like this 3D element that came out at the time. It's Dances with Wolves. It's the same movie. There's no difference. And Dances with Wolves was better.
Yeah.
So
much better.
Well,
and this sequel is nothing. I mean, from what I've heard, and I obviously it's all snippets and snapshots, so I don't really know anything. But my opinion is that I have read a couple of headlines and little blurbs online where they say, like, Cameron's being slammed or not slammed, but people are criticizing him for doing these long shots of just an animated planet and some person sitting on a rock with water, and it's like nothing's really happening. It's just there and you're just watching it. And he responded with, a lot of people forget to put beauty in their films. And I'm like,
I would argue,
dude, you animated this. This is a 100% animated. It's all blue, green screen, whatever the hell you want to call it. It's not a real. So if someone's like, people forget to put beauty in their films. You made it all up. It's not real. It's bullshit.
And here's the thing, right? Like I've got no doubt it's an artistic achievement of some type. I'm not going to take that away. And obviously 1.3 billion in 14 days or however much it is, we're probably in the minority on this, but I know I am. But it's I don't have a real desire to see it. Like when they're like, oh my god, it's Avatar 2, we're gonna get 3 and 4 too, and they shot the sequels back to back, and I'm just like, I don't care. Like I just don't have enough. Like you lost me in the first one.
Yeah.
And
don't get me wrong, I enjoyed the first one. Again, I watched it, I had a good time. I refused to see it in 3D. I did not see it in 3D, and I felt great about that. I was like, yes, stuff it, you take you and your 3D and get the freak out of my. This is ridiculous. So
it was.
You genuinely care a lot more about this than I do.
I was gonna say this movie was so not important to Sean that he didn't even feel worthy of dropping the F-bomb for the show.
That's true. I was just like, no, I'm not gonna do this. I'm not.
Shut up.
Genesis. I'm not gonna waste a good F-bomb on Avatar.
Yeah, it's not worth it.
It's not worth it.
Again, it's like you said, Stances with Wolves. Honestly, I think it's almost a shot-for-shot remake of Disney's Pocahontas, not just like the Pocahontas, but like it is specifically Disney's Pocahontas. It was the first one. Yeah. So I'm like, it's. I'm done.
I'm sorry about that. I'm gonna.
Yeah, okay. I don't know, man. It's
Yeah, I just don't care. I think this is it's like, look, I'm pretty certain it looks really, really beautiful on screen, but it's like I may catch it on Netflix if I have 12 hours to do something else.
I'm totally happy to watch it on Netflix at home if I'm interested. It would be, in my opinion, a good Saturday afternoon movie or Sunday afternoon movie when you don't have anything to do
and you're folding laundry.
Yeah, I would happily put on Avatar 2 Way of the Water or The Way of Water or whatever it is and watch it to see how it is. But I'm not going out to a theater. I'm not paying money for this thing. I don't know. It seems so pointless to me. And it's so funny to me that, because how long ago did he shoot this? Years, right?
They've been working on this thing for years.
For years and years, to the point where one of the actresses said, oh, that came out? Like she went, she goes, I completely didn't even realize they hadn't released it already. She said, I thought it was released and it bombed, and that's why I didn't hear anything about it. And she was like, I guess not. I guess it's just now being released. And it's just to raise, I get what Ray was saying. To his point, it is an ambitious undertaking because they're filming all of them all at once so that you can get this cohesive story out. And like Cameron said, the people don't age like the kids did in like Harry Potter and the other stuff. So it's like you keep this like cohesion. But even then, I'm like, man, again, the movie's animated. The whole thing's animated. So I don't understand why. I don't know. I don't get it. It's ridiculous.
So, okay, I'm going to come to James Cameron's defense on this in this one regard. In this only one regard.
All right.
I get what he's saying about the beauty, because you're right. It is animated, but you can still, as an artist, you can still create something that's truly beautiful, even though it's fake. And I get that. But yeah, do I have any interest in this movie? No. Do I have the apathy of a million burning suns.
Apathy of a million burning suns.
What makes the sun have apathy? Just out of curiosity.
No. Oh, wait.
Or a million.
No, that's a very good point. Because they don't care at all. They're completely apathetic. They have no feeling. They're just there to burn the world down.
Yeah.
Some suns just want to watch the world burn.
Yeah.
Yeah, Don, we keep those avatars in reserve for whenever someone's out. And yeah. I mean, like Genesis says, the first one wasn't very good.
Everybody said how amazing it was. The only reason it was amazing was because it was tied to 3D.
It was visually impressive, but
it's a gimmick, man. It's a gimmick.
Yeah, it's a gimmick.
I don't give a shit about a gimmick. I want to see a movie with substance. And even then, I will still say, I enjoyed watching it. I had a good time watching it. It was fun, but I haven't gone back to rewatch it. You know, I didn't.
I haven't watched it since the first time.
I don't own
No.
it. I don't have it in a queue. I'm not like seeking it out. I don't. But the movie was fine. I
Yeah.
don't understand the need for sequels. This is
So
No.
this is what got me. So they're doing an interview with Cameron, and he goes, you know, they're asking like, do you think because you're doing your next 4 movies are Avatar related, that you're restricting yourself to doing maybe something else? And his answer was like, no. He goes, because the bottom line is, he goes, every story I want to tell are all stories that can be told in the setting of Avatar. And I'm just like, okay, you know, I understand. You know, at the end of the day, you know, some studio is going to be like, oh, you made us $1 billion. Yes, go do another one of these. That's absolutely fine. And it's got a built-in audience. But, you know, like when he, you know, craps all over, like, well, we don't get anything good with comic book movies or whatever the case is. It's like, dude, you're doing the same stuff. You're pandering to the same crowd. It's just a crowd. It's no different than the comic book movies, Fast and the Furious, or your Avatar movies. It's all pandering to a fan base, and you just happen to have a really large and great fan base. Fantastic.
Yeah.
But don't shit on other movies because you share a fan base, just like they have their fan bases. You know, there's nothing for that to go forward with in that opinion. So.
Agreed.
Favorite comic book series of the year, and I know we've talked about it on the show before, has to go to The Last Ronin. TMNT, right?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I think you got to give it to him. I didn't like the way it ended, but I thought it was.
Well, we'll see what the prequel does here coming up this year.
Oh, is it going to be a prequel, or is it going to be? I thought they were following up.
I didn't. What I'm hearing is prequel. I could be wrong on that, but
I really enjoyed his using the old comic book art style.
Yes.
For the flashbacks, I thought that was really cool choice. It was like, oh, this is great. You're peppering in this old stuff, but it's all the new style and showing how they were now was that was a really neat usage of a difference in how people are drawing stuff nowadays.
And I like that it was a bigger format too. Like it was a larger comic to read. It wasn't the normal 7x10. It was a little bit longer. Gave it a little bit more room to do something unique with the artwork. Like I said, it was good. It
was good. Yeah.
Like I said, I would agree with you. I think that's probably the best of the year so far.
I mean, that's the only one I read this year, so I can't really weigh in on whether or not it's the best. I mean, between the two of you, I don't know, Jason. I don't know how many comics you read, but I know Ray has been on this kick of all these independents and a bunch of stuff that's outside the box. So I don't know, man.
Well worth some stuff, I'd have to say, and I don't think it was this year. Oh God, what was the name of that series? Radio Silence or something? But it was a bunch of independents that put it out, and fantastic. Again, I would say Wildfire, Dark Spaces, fantastic. Not Image, so it's not necessarily an independent, and it's Scott Snyder who had that fantastic run on Batman.
On Batman, yeah.
But that was a really well put together story. I think it's probably done. Is it book 5? I think I missed the last one. But that was a really good series as well. There's just a couple, and I'm so sad that I can't remember some of the story names on it. But you had some of the more mainstream writers start really kind of going out independent. You see a lot more being done in the vein of Antarctic Press, the smaller publishers coming out and really moving to more of a fan produced like a I just can't. I cannot even think of the name of it now. It's been a long day. It's been a long week. But a fun Kickstarter type thing where they are getting some really good material out there, and so hats off to everyone who's doing that and succeeding for sure. Some good, some not so good, some fantastic, and you're happy to see it being done. So it just all depends, but you are starting to see a shift, I think, away from the major two, being DC and Marvel, and part of that's because they're putting out stuff. Sometimes it feels just to put out stuff, and
all their money's in the movies. They don't put that take your hat off that. Oh, geez.
Yeah.
They don't put it. It's the same way. I've made the analogy before. It's like when Ferrari is doing well in Formula One, then the cars that they're making to produce out for people are shit, and vice versa. It's the same way. So now that Marvel has such a huge movie footprint with Disney, and they are making movies, they're pumping all their best work into that. So that's where you're going to get best work.
You hope.
You hope. It's the best work. So, and I honestly do. I pray for good work. And I just think that maybe it's a little oversaturated right now. They need to step back and focus to make it.
It's why we're getting, okay, great point. And I think this is why we can get, it's sort of the reverse. To Ray's point, these other mainstream writers and artists are like, well, hey, why don't I go do a Kickstarter? We'll do these other things. So they have more creative freedom to tell a very different story because they've been locked up doing the corporate stuff. And they're like, well, let's go do Rian Johnson. Let's go do a Glass Onion. Let's go do Nicolas Cage. I'll go do a Pig. I'll go do whatever. Right?
I don't think he's ever come out and said, I'm going to go.
I'm going to stay with what I just said.
Later.
He might have.
I'm going to stay with it. I think it works.
Wow.
Let me go do a Pig. Yeah. I'm just. Is everybody seen that first episode on the? What was that? That Netflix. It wasn't Love, Death, and Robots. It was the other one.
Which I love that series. I finally we got Netflix back just the other day, so or last week. So I've been watching the new one of those. I like. Again, it's just random sci-fi stories from different perspectives and different artists, and they're just whatever they want to do.
My favorite thing about it is that it takes because what it does, Love, Death, and Robots, the brilliance of it is it's short stories.
Yeah,
you don't have to invest a lot of time in them. Each story is, I mean, some of them are only 7 minutes long.
Yeah,
but it tells a story.
Yeah,
and some of them are very deep, others are very shallow.
Very shallow.
And it doesn't matter. But the beauty of that is that
the cat episode.
Which one?
Because there was
one,
season one. Yeah. There's so many little things that you can, and it's great because there's like, for instance, John Wick as a movie. A man goes to get revenge. It's the entire premise of the movie. A man is getting revenge. That's it. Now they've written in some more things about it, and they fleshed it out better because they've put some background to it. But there's movies like that where it's a super simple stories like that where it's a super simple not process but point.
Yeah.
And it's so small that you really couldn't tell it in a big thematic movie. Otherwise, it ends up being shit.
Yeah.
And so the fact that this has that this is the outlet for those stories, those little ideas somebody comes up with where they're like, wouldn't it be cool if da 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 da, and they went, yeah, let's do that, and they animate it, they throw it out there really quick. It's 15 minutes long. It's never going to be part of anything else, but it was fun.
Yeah. So the guys who did Ian Flux have probably my favorite episodes in that series. And the one I just saw was the one where they're on an ice planet and they're watching the frost whales.
Yeah, that was a good one.
A beautiful, like that
was really good.
Yeah, it was great. Not ever, like some of these are funny, some of them are sad and depressing. Some make you think, but this one, like the one that they do with the Ian Flux animators, they're beautiful.
I thought that style looked familiar. I didn't realize it was the Aeon Flux guys or people or whoever.
Yeah, that's them, and it's beautiful. Yeah,
it's one of the I had to go find when they released Aeon Flux and all the episodes on an actual little box set. I had to go out and buy that because I remember watching that on MTV back in the day, and it was so good. Such a because it was the same thing. It was the same concept back then. Stories that made no difference. They went nowhere. It's a thing as the story is told and you're done. And I love seeing that on Liquid television.
Yes, TV. Liquid. Yeah, yes. The
Max. That's a throwback, man.
Yeah, remember the Max?
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
of course, man. Comic and animated series.
I was gonna say
Mhm.
I read the comic before I saw the animated series, but then I heard when it showed up, I was like, oh, this is awesome! It's gonna be on Liquid Television.
Yeah.
It was fantastic, dude. So
Oh, those
good old
late
times.
90s.
Good
Yeah.
times. What else stroked our fancy this year?
good. It's been a weird, eclectic year, man.
It has.
If no one has watched it, I really highly recommend it. But Wednesday is an amazing series on
Heard good stuff
Netflix.
about that.
I finished that. I
Did you
liked it.
like? Yeah,
Yeah, I think
I
I mean, it was fine. I don't know that I was in love with it.
I enjoyed it a lot. I loved the perspective shift on the storytelling. I loved the
Yeah.
fact that it's no longer about the Adams family or Morticia and Gomez
Yeah.
per se. It wasn't focusing on them as the main characters or Fester as the main character. It was like, hey, we're gonna have Wednesday. Wednesday's going to be the main character. And it was also some of the best stuff I've seen from Tim Burton in years because it wasn't Tim Burton playing Tim Burton.
Yeah.
It was early Tim Burton where he was just all over the place instead of falling into Tim Burton.
He was just making a movie or making a series show or whatever, and just being a show.
Yeah.
It was really good. I
kind
really
of wanted them to
enjoyed
go a little more into Tim Burton, but I get what you're saying. You're not wrong. It would have been. I think it could have easily pushed too far into Tim Burton,
which is why I'm glad he held
Yeah. He held back.
the ground he did. Yeah, he just stayed right there.
Yeah. I did like that they went because they were trying to go more for the comic style, which is why they chose. I forget the name of the actor who plays Gomez. I liked him.
Oh yeah,
with what they were doing with him.
Luis.
Yeah, yes, him, Luis Guzman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's him. Yeah. And also the design for the main monster is, if you are familiar with Charles Adams's artwork, that is very clearly what they were doing. With the design of that character, like they were straight up like, this is a Charles Adams design.
Yeah.
Like I said, it was a good series. I liked it. Like, it was fun. I mean,
I'm not saying it was the best series of the year. I'm saying, things that, as Ray said, it stroked my fancy, so I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
The Sandman was another one I enjoyed the hell out of. I'll be
actually watching that finally.
I enjoyed that probably maybe most of all, as far as like new random series as far as they go coming out. But I think the main reason I enjoyed it is because of the imagination behind it.
And the actors were fantastic.
The actors were great. They were great.
Even the most minute of players on that, very strong. I felt.
Yeah, but he has Neil Gaiman has such Gaiman. I don't know how his imagination is so far outside the norm. I mean, it's if Neil Gaiman had somebody like a Tim Burton to be able to back him on stuff, I think that could be a crazy, interesting setup, because he's just so his ideas are so cool and so different, and it's like I don't say no one thinks about this stuff, but it's not a mainstream. It's definitely not going to make its way into a Marvel or a DC universe.
Well, he knows how to tell a story too.
There's that as well. It's just he has so many. I don't know. It's just so off the beaten path. Reading his books and seeing where he comes up with his ideas and like it's just it's so wild, man. So I really enjoyed Sandman. That was a great series this year.
Was Dune this year or was that last year?
It's last year.
That's what I thought.
Last year.
Dune was last year. I would say Harley and Ivy on HBO Max.
I've seen some of that.
Continues to make me laugh.
I've seen some of that, yeah.
Right up there with Rick and Morty. Except Rick and Morty is just beyond.
Right? Rick and Morty is so ridiculous, and it's why it's so good is because of how absurd it is.
And they know they're ridiculous. That's what I love. Is like you've got Rick there pointing out the stupidity of everything they're doing.
Right.
Which is fantastic. Just a late entry into the year, but Jack Ryan came out and season 3.
Haven't seen it yet, but I'm looking forward to it. Yep.
Timely. I'll just put it that way. Timely on their subject matter. Very timely. But again, there's that's another one where it's good. It's not going to be for everyone, I don't think, but that's something that I've been looking forward to. That one. I'm also looking forward to the Reacher season 2 coming up, because that season 1 took me by surprise as well.
That was a good, really good show. Yeah. Reacher, that first season was really good. Much better than craptastic movie that came out with old Mr. Shorty Pants.
Yeah.
That was not. Yeah, that was a terrible movie.
Good on them for choosing such an imposing, massive figure.
That's
which is how it's written.
Which is how he's written. Yeah.
I was gonna say, my father-in-law says that's the size and scope of the dude in the books. So
and it makes it so worth it. Just towering, massive.
There's very, in some instances, there's very specific details you need to get right when you're transferring a book into a film, and if you don't get those right, you throw people way off. And I'm glad they paid attention to those details in this one. They even gave a subtle nod to him, carrying around cash and a toothbrush, and that's it. In the because you see him set down a toothbrush in during the credits as it's going through, and I was like, oh, that's really cute. But they didn't tell anybody. They basically had to tell you about it in the movie with Top Gun. So
and again, some stuff can be implied without taking 5 minutes to explain why it's being done. I don't care. I just nice little nod. Keep moving. Let's go.
Yeah, perfect.
But
show don't tell.
Exactly.
What else?
Train.
Bullet Train was probably the most fun I've had.
Bullet Train was fun.
Bullet Train was very fun. Good cast, a lot of good chemistry with everybody on that. Very just popcorn movie. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just
Zazie Beetz playing one of the funnier roles of that.
Yes,
I loved it when she was doing that whole scene between her and Pitt was just fantastic. Played for laughs, and it worked. Really well.
And then, him getting the case away from her when she's in the big stupid puffy dude.
Yes.
I enjoyed that.
That was great.
Anytime somebody slugs another person and it makes that squeaky noise sound, it just gets me, man. I don't know.
That was awesome.
That's the type of vaudeville laugh that still will always stick with me. So
okay, I don't know when it came out, but Spy Family came out this year. It's an anime. They've got the first half dubbed on Hulu right now. I liked it. My wife actually watched it. Christy watched it. She does not like cartoons, and she
doesn't like black and white. She doesn't like cartoons. She's picky.
Yeah, she's very.
And I mean that in a good way.
It.
Yeah, I do mean that in a good way. She's picky in a good way.
Well, she knows what she likes and what she doesn't like, and there's nothing wrong with somebody not in black and white is a very specific thing for me. It's got to be used properly. It can't just be let's film this in black and white for no reason.
Yeah, exactly.
No, that would have been. Yeah, I've got that on my list to see.
Yeah, it's one of it feels very much like one of those slices of life, and there's a lot of those. It's fun. It's one of those things. It's just fun. But Vinland Saga, season 1, I think I saw it this last year. That is a great show. Season 2 is coming, and I'm looking forward to that one. But I'm worried that they blew the bulk of the best part on season 1.
There's best parts in season 1.
Wow.
I'm sorry, man. I'm several episodes in, and I am going, why am I watching this? And it's almost. I'm saying this to make everybody understand what I'm doing. I'm not comparing the two. These are not comparison as related, but I'm at the point where I was Evil on Netflix, right? Where I'm just like, what am I doing? I don't know why I'm still watching it. Actually, I haven't watched an episode in several weeks, but I mean, I took some time and sat down and watched, early in the morning when I get up early before work, put my little gaming headphones on and sit there and listen to it while the wife slept. So, but I don't know, man. I understand the premise. It's got a very John Wickish feel to it in a way, because it's this badass situation and kind of reluctant to do the thing, but I just.
No, I get it. It's not a show for everybody. It really isn't. Like it is, because it is a slow burn. It's very much a slow burn.
It is definitely, for sure.
Yeah.
Not like the way those villages went up. But
exactly.
Definitely slow.
Definitely slow.
I mean,
the villages burn real fast.
The villages burn real fast. They're all straw and thatch, so I mean they go quick. But this is a slow burn for sure. I will say I do like the time period it's set in. I've always been a fan of that genre of period of timepiece. And I was expecting more, I guess, out of it, because when I saw it, I was like, this could be really good. This could be very interesting. And instead, I'm kind of let down. It's not terrible. Don't get me wrong. I'm just
I get
really enjoying watching it. So
again, it's like you love Wednesday. I thought it was okay. I like Vinland Saga. You think it's not good.
Yeah. It's really sad too. Genesis, I've turned all my devices off. I think it's just my proximity with this laptop. It's not plugged into anything. I really wish I had a Cat 5 cable up here in the wall so I could plug this shit in. It's terrible. Oh, thanks. Thanks a lot. I appreciate that. Thanks. Listen, I can't be that. I'm not that good.
It doesn't matter. You are that.
You are now
Sean Wick. I can tell you my favorite new device of the year has, hands down, if y'all can get a hold of a Steam Deck, good Lord, I love that thing. Quickly becoming the only thing I'm playing. That includes the PS5. That's
really?
Just the portability and the fact that you've got the graphics that you can on the Steam Deck.
I was gonna ask if it had anything to do with being mobile.
Yeah. Was the few hours of downtime I did have when out of town, and I was able to play Sony Spider-Man on this thing, and not just it being that Sony has stuff on there, but just a litany of games that you can play on there that are all AAA games.
Isn't this though a little kind of like you're saying, the Game Boy was better than Nintendo, Game Boy Color was better than Nintendo simply because you could take it with you? Like
it's not that though, because you can dock it, you can play. I mean, it's computer gaming. Now granted, I know Genesis probably has something to say about it, but part of it, 40% of that is portability. But the fact that I'm not losing quality over the portability is what keeps me interested, keeps me invested.
Okay. So the Steam Deck they're still going strong. Stadia was the one that shut down though, right?
Stadia shut down. But the Steam Deck is now you order and they ship in like a week.
Oh wow.
Yeah, they finally got caught up.
They got caught up.
Which is more than what you can say for a PS5. And to Genesis' point about not buying the same games over again, I agree. I wait for them to go on sale.
Do you? Some of them you don't have to.
Some of them you don't have to, right? Like some of the.
I know you. Yeah. Well, not only the independents, you don't have to buy, or you didn't have to buy. Maybe you do now, but at the time, Destiny 2 was a free download. Yeah. So if you were playing that,
some of them very much are, and it's also, to your point, kind of helped with the first-person shooting thing for me because it's not such a big screen.
Oh yeah.
I'm
the reason
horrible.
You get sick is because of how big the screen is. Gee, that sounds like a
real
rough problem to have there, Ray.
That is the screen I'm on right now, for instance,
so
is already too big.
Making me You know what? I'll buy a really expensive small screen that I can take everywhere with me, like, I don't know, a week-long vacation in one of the most expensive theme parks in the world.
But no, we
Oh,
didn't go
the
to Disney.
moat's dirty again. Where are my servants? Clean that shit up.
Can't afford to take them, man. I have
When
too
the
much free
iguanas are
time at the
falling-
moment, guys. Y'all both know that. But no,
Iguanas are
Genesis.
falling from the trees.
Yeah,
All these leaves and the shit in my moat. Clean this up.
it's hard for the monkey butler. Shut up.
Peasants.
But Genesis is to his point about not buying the games all over again. I just wait for the sales, and they've got some incredible sales. The Batman, the whole
Did you mean to say
Batman series
sales?
sales.
Sales?
It's kind of the way he
Sales?
says ain't.
Yeah.
It's ain't, it's sales. He's got a weird inflection.
Needless
on
to
the
say, when you can pick up the full Arkham series plus Origins for
chair.
like $10, fuck you.
say cool.
Say,
All
cool,
right. Now say whip.
Whip.
Now put them together.
cool whip. But yeah, that's what you do. You just wait for the sales.
Mm. Yeah.
So-
Well, happy for you and your Stream Deck. That's
Yeah.
or Steam Deck. That's nice.
Stream Deck is what Genesis has.
Stream Deck is what several streamers have. Obviously not us, because we
Not
are
us.
we are not that talented.
Sean
No.
barely has internet, so we're not.
I'm slumming it over here, man.
Yep.
Whenever
Dial
Sean, don't beat me to the punchline, you asshole. Things we're looking forward to this coming year, tomorrow.
Tomorrow. I'm happy to
Sleeping.
hear that Dune Part 2 finished its production and is in post-production. I'm very much looking forward to the second Dune coming up. I really want to see that.
Just rewatching that for like the fourth time, honestly.
Yeah.
I cannot tell you how much I love that movie. I was actually so
How
funny
much
thing.
do you love it?
This much.
I just never
Damn
thought
it, I'm off.
Genesis is so much of a Star Trek fan, but you do love you some Star Trek.
Yeah. So Strange Worlds. Yeah, I'm ready for Strange World season 2. Prodigy was good. Star Trek Prodigy was really good. That just wrapped up from this year. I hate to say that I like Rise of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, but that was good.
Why do you hate to say it? Just
but we're
because
talking about next year. Are you saying you're looking forward to the next season?
Yeah, in the next season.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't.
Looking forward to Cocaine Bear.
Yeah.
It's just so stupid, but looking forward to it.
That's completely ridiculous.
and the Machine.
Oh yeah.
Oh, the
looking
Machine.
forward to those.
Yes.
I'm looking forward to Bert. Yeah, I'm looking forward to Bert's movie.
Yeah, the Machine, Cocaine Bear. Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, I think, obviously.
Yeah.
I'm all for.
Yeah.
I gotta be honest though, we're calling it Project X over on the other channel. I'm gonna be kind of busy, so that's what I'm more looking into. That's all I can say.
Genesis, I gotta ask you because I know you don't watch anything before a certain time period, which is when you were born. You seen the original series for Star Trek? Just curious. Take your time on answering it.
No. Listen, to be fair to him, he didn't say he never watches. He says that it's rare that he watches anything before then because he's like, why would I go back and watch some old shit? So, there you go. F no. Well, I mean, dude, I've seen the old stuff. I was not a fan of. Like, I'm a fan of some of the movies, the Kirk movies, but I'm not a fan of the series. I never was.
There were a couple of episodes that I appreciated. But I wasn't a fan until Next Generation.
I was gonna say, man, I was a Picard fan. You know, I enjoyed Picard as that was my captain as far as things go.
Right there with you, but I still have to say Cisco is probably my favorite. I will go back and rewatch the crap out of.
I thought you were talking about the singer. I was like, that's way back when, man.
Well,
early 2000s.
Yeah.
What was that? Was it Deep Space or was it Babylon?
Yeah.
What was it? It was Deep Space.
Yeah, Deep Space. But I mean, Babylon 5. There's so quick.
But now
story.
Hold on. Let me verify. These were all going on at the same time.
Exactly. Well, so
these were not.
thing.
This wasn't like we ended one, we started another, we started another.
Yeah.
No, they were like, look how good we're doing with, this next generation. Let's do some more shit. And they did what Marvel did, which was let's throw a bunch of stuff out there. And And the next thing you know, it's like it was just like oversaturated with Star Trek everywhere. And that's probably why I didn't like either Babylon or Deep Space, because I was like, more. Oh, give me a new show. Let me have other variety besides like in the same.
Sorry, I'm freaking out right now because Genesis just agreed with Jason, and I don't think I've ever seen that.
We're here.
I don't.
Did we just become best friends?
Oh, I'm a little sick to my stomach. I gotta be honest.
Maybe you can get together and braid each other's hair.
Yeah, we can do that later.
Yeah,
after the pillow fight and s'mores.
Hey, I did find a little s'mores cooking device that looks like a little mini hibachi. I was really happy about that. It's smokeless. You do it inside the kitchen. So fantastic.
It's so
fantastic.
It's so ridiculous.
I need a job.
I'm
finding the weirdest shit.
It's like the next thing you're gonna find is the make your own, assemble your own Oreo cookie maker from freaking Futurama, where you
take the press thing,
put this, and you go ka-chunk, and you're like, yay, I've got a whole Oreo, and then you split it open and eat the stuff and throw the cookies in it. So stupid.
Anyway. I think is this our year ender? This is our year ender show, right?
Yeah, man, I think so. Because it's like, I don't know, I've been out of touch with things until they show up. You know what I mean? Like until I see a preview, I'm not thinking of stuff. I've been focused on other things, so I don't have a ton that I'm looking forward to. Other like I said, other than Dune really is the biggest. So whatever else comes up later, I might remember about, but I don't know. Something I will say this would be in my category of movies I liked but disturbed the hell out of me. Blonde on Netflix, which is the Marilyn Monroe.
Can I tell you that I only made it 30 minutes into that movie?
I'm telling you, dude, it is highly disturbing. Very, very artistic and very impressive. It's if Baz Luhrmann was on a bad acid trip, that's kind of how Blonde feels.
Okay,
he's not wrong. Like I said, I've seen it, man. It's just
do you not watch it with kids around?
No,
at all. Maybe don't even. You know what? Maybe don't even watch it.
Yeah, I think that's where I'm going.
It's very disturbing.
In the first 15 minutes, it is.
Yeah,
I know you, Jason. You would be out. You'd be like, "No, I'm not doing this." And I stayed a little bit longer for it because I was like, "Okay, let me get past this because it's rough. It's a very rough beginning."
Did you get to see the scene?
Yes.
Okay.
It was.
It's
disturbing. It's disturbing.
I never thought that I'd see a movie that did the Alton Brown shot from In the Oven. You just say it that way.
It's
It was really
part of a beginning.
Very.
I'll say it that way.
And also, it's so it was. Marilyn Monroe's life was a tragedy.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it was
an epic tragedy. And obviously they take some creative license, you know what I mean, to put the movie together, but I don't know how much of it was creative license and how much of it was real, but if even order of that was real.
Well, yeah, I think even
that's so.
The Kennedys had a problem with it, and I can see why.
I could see why too.
I could see why. I will say the thing that was that I liked, or that I didn't like, but that I can't even explain it, but it made you feel at peace for her just a little bit.
Yeah.
Was her being somewhere else during some of the events, like she mentally, in the movie they're saying that she mentally just blocked it out.
She's in a safe space. Yeah, it was almost she had two personalities.
Yeah.
In the movie, she had Marilyn Monroe and then Norma Jean, her real, and the real person was the one who traumatized by everything, and Marilyn was her escape. So, but yeah, that was a good movie, but it's very disturbing and not one I would recommend to most people.
All right.
People go, "Hey, do you recommend this?" No. Like, if you are really, really curious and you just have,
like, how do you feel about psychological horror? Are you good with that? You dig? Is that, are those your favorite movies?
For sure.
If so, hey man, check it out. Otherwise,
avoid it.
Like, yeah, but isn't it a historical film? I'm like, yeah.
Avoid it.
Oh, nothing's more terrifying than history, guys.
Nothing is more terrifying than history.
Oh no, the one that Bell did.
The future can be very terrifying. The unknown future, as it sits, can be very terrifying.
The one with Christian Bale where he was Dick Cheney. Though historically accurate, that was actually kind of funny.
Christian Bale played Dick Cheney?
Dude.
Oh, yeah.
Fantastic.
What was this?
I think the movie was called Dick.
It was called Dick, yeah.
Yeah, but look at it, dude. It's
was that?
I'm gonna have to go find this.
I know what you're talking about.
They did a really good portrayal of not going one way or the other. They just presented as much
told
factual stuff they could.
Yeah.
But it certainly, there were moments where you're just like, oh my God, if that actually happened, I pray it happened, because it's hysterical. It's just hysterical.
I didn't realize that he was. Well, I mean, I can't watch it with my wife because she can't stand Christian Bale's mouth. She just,
you can't tell it. He's under so much makeup. Like it's not
the way she's like, the way he talks bothers her, and I get it. I'm like, yeah, she can't. You can't. If he is talking, she can't stand it, and I'm like, I get it. He has a funky looking, like, that's also like part of that charm, like how some of the best models are not models that are like completely perfect. They have some weird little
that
thing. Yeah, you look at it, you're like, your eyes are just a little too far apart, but it's cool, and that Christian Bale's mouth is, you know what I mean? It's the same.
Okay. You've got bird view eyes. What's wrong with you? You're walking down the walkway and you can see both sides.
Just saying, man. It's
it's one eye's watching the fly, the other one's watching where they are.
I mean, it's a little eccentric. Yeah.
Jesus, Sean.
What?
John Wick, everybody.
I didn't say anything that was wrong. It's fine.
Yeah. I think we end on that note.
I can't beat that.
Jason, you want to start signing us out?
I don't know why any of you have put up with us for the entirety of 2022. Thank you, and we're sorry. 2023 is coming up. We may actually do some shows in it. We don't know yet. We'll see how that goes. When we feel it's been a great time. And we just appreciate every one of you. And we will see y'all again next time we damn well feel like it.
Next year sometime. Sometime in January, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. But special thanks to Genesis for being with us a few times this year.
Filling in.
We snuck Kim in once or twice as well. So thank y'all very much for helping us fill in when Jason was either looking for big feet. I was busy, off doing what I do as apparently the rich bastard that I am. No longer. But hey, we do what we do. So here's to a good 2023. Much better than 2022 as always. But till next time, we appreciate y'all.
Happy New Year, folks. Cheers.
Happy New Year.